In this video I'll be going over the features that Assetto Corsa 2 needs to have. First we'll start off with the basic stuff, then I'll go on to some of the more ambitious features that we are all dreaming of, so make sure you stay tuned. Oh, and I also wrote this script almost a year ago, so if there's anything that you feel's missing, please feel free to let me know in the comments. So firstly, my number one wish for this game is that Kunos will port over all of the new technologies they implemented into Assetto Corsa Competizione, from incredible weather systems, to new tyres and tyre physics, to brake wear, and a brand new engine that can run all of this at once. Assetto Corsa Competizione was made on the Unreal Engine, which is known for its ease of development and high quality. However, modding on Unreal Engine 4 isn't easy at all. Many developers rely on the community to make SDK kits for the games, which makes modding a possibility. But some developers do create those SDKs themselves, which enables mods natively. If Assetto Corsa 2 wants to beat the original Assetto Corsa in every single way, they will need to do this. Kunos will need to make an SDK, also known as a source development kit, and fully embrace the modding community. Currently, modders have to use tools like Blender or go with Racetrack Builder, which takes hours upon hours of learning and then development of the tracks. Personally, I've spent way too many hours trying to create tracks for Assetto Corsa, and if Kunos make the SDK, it will become that little bit easier. And of course, not only will we get tracks with this, we'll also get cars. Cars are arguably even more difficult to create than tracks, so if Kunos supports the modding scene from the offset, we should get some really decent mods. And more mods means more opportunities in game and a lot more publicity for the game. We all know that Assetto Corsa thrived because of the modding community. And if Assetto Corsa 2 wants to do as well as AC1, it will need to support mods natively. One thing that Assetto Corsa is missing is a ranking system. Pretty much every sim out there at the moment is implementing ranked racing, and for good reason. For starters, it provides longevity to the game, as people will be dedicated to perfecting their driving on that particular sim. However, servers are pretty expensive, and if Kunos doesn't want to host their own ranked servers, it will be up to the community. I suggest that server owners can either enable or disable ranked racing on their server. Like ACC, they could set a minimum safety rating, and drivers would be penalised for dirty racing in these servers. And of course, modded servers will automatically be unranked. For me, this would make Assetto Corsa so much better. I'm a massive online competitive racer, and having my favourite sim and a ranked racing system amalgamated into one game, I think that would be absolutely brilliant. However, I understand that they may not want to take players away from ACC just yet, so maybe they won't implement racing, or maybe they just won't add GT3 or 4 into Assetto Corsa 2. But in 2021, I feel that ranked racing is a staple of the genre, and who knows how big competitive sim racing will be in 2024 when this game is set to release. If they do this, it will probably be competing directly with the likes of iRacing, which has been needed for absolutely years. With the magnitudes of cars and tracks that Assetto Corsa has to offer, I think it could easily overtake iRacing in the amount of racers playing competitive sim racing. To add to this, some more true racing features would be a welcome change into Assetto Corsa 2, such as rolling starts, safety cars, red flags, and better AI in general. If Assetto Corsa 2 is going to implement ranked racing, these features are a must. With the switch to Unreal Engine 4 that we talked about earlier, Kunos could easily create open world maps themselves and run them just fine on this new engine. I'm no expert in the matter, but we all know that Assetto Corsa 1's engine isn't built for open world maps, and the physics just get terrible the further away you get from the centre of these large maps. Of course, the custom shaders patch recently fixed this, so this leads me to believe that if a bunch of modders can fix it, Kunos can fix it too and make their own open world maps. There's obviously a huge demand for open world driving in Assetto Corsa, and once again, if Kunos embraces this, I think Assetto Corsa 2 could be absolutely massive. My next wish is the custom shaders patch built into Assetto Corsa by default. This includes the greatly improved screenshot functions, camera tool, the new FX and post-processing filters, window wipers, weather effects. The list could just go on and on. Better UI would also be included in this. Kunos. Their UI is absolutely terrible in every single game. So it would be nice to see an upgraded UI. Hopefully they hire a UI specialist. To add to this, the custom shaders patch also added enhanced graphics and the ability to play in 4K. Looking back at older Assetto Corsa footage before the custom shaders patch, it feels like a totally different game. This next one might be a bit of a stretch for Kunos, but I'd like to see car customization even in its most basic form. But before we talk about customization, let me take up a few seconds of this video to announce my Discord server. If you want a chill group of like-minded people to sim race with, or even just talk about cars, this is the place for you. As well as this, I'll be hosting weekly races on my private Assetto Corsa server, so make sure you join by using the link that is in the description. Oh, and one more thing, we're about to hit 1600 subs, so thank you to everyone that supported the channel. I want to hit 2000 by the 1st of July, so if you're new around here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, back onto the customization. This next one might be a bit of a stretch for Kunos, but I'd like to see car customization even in its most basic form. Users will be able to select from a few set presets of customization for each car. For example, you'll be able to pick the rims, the front bumper, the rear bumper, the spoiler, before joining a server. That's a pretty important part. In Assetto Corsa 1 right now, you can't even select the livery before joining, and that's another point actually. In ACC, we saw a greatly improved livery editor, which allows players to make their own liveries. And I think this will work really well in AC2. They could even go a step further and allow you even more in-depth customization by using like shapes to create liveries and all that kind of stuff. And it's really exciting to think about. In Assetto Corsa 1, if you create a livery in Photoshop, other players can't see it unless they download it too, which kind of defeats the purpose in my opinion. So it'll be nice to see more car customization in Assetto Corsa 2 and livery customization. And finally is enhanced car damage. Currently in Assetto Corsa there isn't much damage. There is some visual damage like a scratched up bumper, but it doesn't actually do anything. Of course you can damage the drivetrain, the engine, the steering mechanisms, but that's pretty basic. So in my opinion, an enhanced damage model is a must. This also includes better crash physics and gravel physics. Too many times have I tapped a wall just to be pinned around like a pinball. I think that they really improved it in ACC, but I'm excited to see what they do with AC2. In iRacing, you regularly see parts of cars flying down the track, wheels rolling away, and in my opinion that really adds to the experience. You also have to avoid debris on the track sometimes, which again adds to it. It makes it so much more immersive. In Assetto Corsa 1, if you see a bad crash, you'll likely just see cars spinning in circles, which is quite immersion breaking. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and let me know what you thought in the comments. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more Assetto Corsa and Assetto Corsa 2 news. And on your way out, don't forget to ding dong that bell and turn notifications on. Anyway, I've been that sim racing bloke and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.